So good morning all. Good morning all the students. And today we will be continuing with the discussion of the chapter Our Environment, which we were discussing in our last class. And today our topic of discussion will be tropic level and energy flow. Now, before going into today's topic, let me recall the previous class. Because the tropic level will be linked up with the previous class only. First of all, before starting with today's class, quickly through your chat box, you give me the reply that what is a food chain? What is a food chain? Through the chat box, you reply what is a food chain. Because the moment we will enter into the tropic level, it will be discussed there also. So before going into that what tropic level is, what is energy flow in an ecosystem, so we have to discuss a bit again the food chain and the food web. So student, what is a food chain? Through the chat box you give me the reply. Very good, Anjali, very quick. Yes, it is a sequence in which one organism eats the other organism to obtain energy. Very good. Sequence in which one organism eats the other. Okay, very good. Yes, correct. Very correct. Definitely. The sequence in which one organism eats the another. For example, if in this figure, we are discussing in this figure, you can see over here, grass is eaten up by grasshopper, or we can say the grasses are eaten up by the cricket, which is definitely an insect. Cricket, the insect is eaten up by the bird is eaten up by the snake. So here one organism definitely eats the another, and in this process, the energy flow of an ecosystem also occur. And what is a food web, students? What is a food web? If we are saying about food web, what is food web? Yes, Divya, it is an insect. Okay, interconnected food chain. Very good. The interconnected food chain is called food web. Very good. Interconnected food chain is called food web. Good. Yes. So now we will be coming to the next topic of discussion, that is the tropic level. Okay. So now see, each step in a food chain where transfer of food energy takes place is called tropic level. The first tropic level consists of producers. The second tropic level consists of primary consumer. Third tropic level consists of secondary consumer. And the fourth tropic level consists of tertiary consumers. Since transfer of the food energy decreases at every tropic level, the number of tropic level are limited and do not exceed 4 to 5. Now, what are these? Now, all of you see. First, have a look on this, the first diagram, or we can say the first image. Here you see, just a moment. Yes, 1 minute. Yes, fine. Here in this image, the first image you all see, this is the first image. Here, the producer and the consumers are highlighted. So what is done over here? Here, you can see, just let me enlarge the figure. Yes. Now here, in this first image, which you are observing over here, there are producers and consumers. So at the first level, or we can say, who are the producer over here? The producer are definitely the green plants, or we can say even the algae and the bacteria also. So the producers are preparing food. Now that food is being captured by the primary consumer. Okay, the primary consumer, as in the first class also we discussed, they are the herbivores. The herbivores are eaten up by the carnivores, who are the flesh eaters, and the carnivores definitely, or we can say at the fourth level, the top carnivores are there. So what is a tropic level? Each and every step of the food chain, like producer, like consumer, like the primary consumer, the secondary consumer, the tertiary consumer. So these all are the tropic level. Each and every step of the food chain is called the tropic level. So in this image, student, which I have shared with you all and which I have highlighted, can you tell me how many tropic levels are there in this image total? Total, how many tropic levels are there in this image? Through the chat box, you give me the reply. Very good. Yes. Yes, correct. It's 4. Very good. Yes, it's 4. Correct. So 4 tropic levels are there. Now, in the next image, another image for the same, I'm also sharing with you all. Here you can see in the pictorial form, the grass is at the first level, followed by the herbivores. The herbivores are definitely the primary consumers. Then you have the primary carnivores, which are called the secondary consumer. Then you have the secondary carnivores, which is your tertiary consumers. So here in this example, or we can say in this, those students, the term ecological pyramid will be our next topic of discussion. But then also, I'm showing you here in the form of the pyramid only. Why it is called an pyramid, that also need to be discussed after this diagram. So first of all, we have to study over here that what is a tropic level. So each and every step of the food chain is called the tropic level. Is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? Okay, fine. Yes, yes, all the students. Okay, okay, I've seen your, yes, I have seen your remarks. Okay. Now, students, one or the next very important concept. Just a moment. The next very important concept in ecosystem is energy flow. Okay. First of all, before starting of the discussion of this energy flow, one very important thing that as you have said during the definition of food chain, that it is a sequence in which one organism eats the other. It is a sequence in which one organism eats the another. Now, student, why do the organism eat each other? This is a very simple question which need to be discussed from your side through the chat box. You give me the reply. Why one organism eats another? Very good. To get energy. Okay, a very direct and simple answer. Definitely to get energy. Very good. Okay. Yes, all the students have given the correct answer, that is to get energy. Now, all of you observe this figure. First of all, the solar energy. You can see in this image, the solar energy is captured by the plants. The plants are the primary producer. They convert sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water into sugar and oxygen through a very important environmental process that is called photosynthesis. Got it? So the plant is at the basic level, or we can say at the preliminary level, the plant is doing what? It is capturing the sunlight and preparing the food for the rest of the world. They are the producer. So what is the tropic level of the plants? Student, what is the tropic level of the plants? What is the tropic level of the plant? Very good. The first. Yes. Okay, very good. The first tropic level. Correct. Now you see in this very image, as we are moving up, you can see that at the second tropic level, some rats are there. So herbivores, animals known as primary consumer, eat primary producers. Okay. So here, during this mechanism, during this process, at the first level, some heat loss also occurred during the, because during the digestion process and during the respiration also, some amount of the energy is also lost at each tropic level. So this is the second tropic level. When this second tropic level organisms are eaten up by the third tropic level organism, then obviously the energy from the previous tropic level goes to this level. The animals called secondary consumer, mostly the carnivores, eat primary consumer, omnivore, eat plants as well as animals, and are also secondary consumers. Now, when these third tropic level organisms are eaten up by the fourth tropic level, tertiary consumers are carnivores that eat secondary consumers. And at each and every tropic level, one very common process occur, and that process is called the action of the decomposers, because even at the producer level, even at the primary consumer, even at the secondary consumer, and even at the tertiary consumer level, each and every place the organism die and they are decomposed by fungi, worms, and bacteria, which break down the waste of the consumers. They break down the organic material and provide the soil with nutrients that will be used by the primary producers. So definitely you can see that this is again, we can say what this mechanism is called. This mechanism is called the energy flow in an ecosystem. So what is energy flow? It is a process in which one tropic level, the organism at one tropic level, it incorporates the energy of the previous tropic level. So energy flow in an ecosystem is the passage, or we can say the flow of energy from one tropic level to the next. But there is a very important rule which governs this process, and that is called the Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. What is this? Suppose here we can say at the or we can say, let me just judge over here with this diagram, with this slide. Yes, this one. Okay, let me first enlarge it. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. Yes, students, all of you have a look on this very slide. At the bottom, producer is there, then primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and then tertiary consumer. So as we are moving from the bottom towards the peak of the pyramid, what will happen to the energy? Will the energy at each tropic level will decrease or will increase? What will happen to the energy of each tropic level? Well, it will be a decrease as we are moving from bottom towards the apex. As we are moving, very good. Yes, correct. All the students have given the correct answer. Very quick. Yes, correct. It will decrease, definitely. Now, student, my question to you, that as we are moving from the bottom towards the apex, you are saying energy level decreases. Okay. Now, this was stated by Lindemann, and according to Lindemann's law of flow of energy in an ecosystem, only 10% of energy of one tropic level goes to the next tropic level. Suppose in this figure, or suppose in this image, let me first highlight it. Suppose in this pyramid, which I'm showing, suppose the producer, the grass, is able to synthesize suppose just 1 minute, 1 lakh, okay, 1 lakh, okay, 1 lakh, 1 lakh joule of energy. Okay, suppose at the producer, the grass is able to produce, or we can say able to make 1 lakh joule of energy. Now from this we all know that the grass is getting the energy from the sun, but remember student, whatever energy is coming from the sun to the producer level, the producer level is able to capture only 1%. Remember, this is very important. Only 1% of the energy of the producer from the sun is being captured by the producer. Only 1% the producer take, and from that 1% solar energy, what the producer is able to capture, it is suppose producing 1 lakh joule of energy. 1 lakh joule. So how much energy is there now in the producer level? 1 lakh joule. Now what will be the amount of energy if suppose Lindemann said that only 10% of energy of one tropic level passes to the next? Then how much energy will be available to the herbivores, which is the primary consumer? How much energy? 10% of 1 lakh. Very good. Yes, 10% of 1 lakh, definitely 10,000. Correct. 10,000. Yes, so 10,000 joule of energy is now available to the primary consumer. Now suppose as per the Lindemann 10% law, how much of energy will be now available to the secondary consumer? Because Lindemann said that 10% of energy of the previous tropic level will go to the next tropic level. How much energy will be going to? Very good. It is simply 1,000 joule. Correct. 1,000. Yes, 1,000 joule. Very good. It is 1,000 joule. Correct. Is available to the secondary consumer. And how much energy will be available to the tertiary consumer or the top level consumer? Very good. It is, yes, 100 joule. Very good. It is 100 joule. Good. Yes. So from this very image, you can see, and overall we will be rediscussing this one. Total from solar energy or from sun, the producer is capturing only 1% of the energy. And when it captures 1% of the energy, suppose this is making 1 lakh joule of energy, 10% of 1 lakh, 10,000 goes to the primary consumer, 10% of 10,000, that is 1,000, goes to the secondary consumer, and 10% of 1,000, that is 100 joule, goes to the tertiary consumer. So this is called the Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. But student, can you tell me that why this decrease of energy is there at each tropic level? Into which processes this energy is lost? Can you say that during this process, why the energy loss is occurring? Okay, through the chat box, you give me the reply. Why energy is lost? For what? At each tropic level, you are saying that the energy loss is occurring. Who is responsible for the loss of this energy at each tropic level? Or into which physiological process this loss of energy, or we can say the loss of the energy, is taking place? Okay. Okay, heat. Very good. Yes, energy at the each tropic level is lost as heat also, even due to the life processes which is going at each tropic level. Each and every tropic level, the life processes are going on. So at each tropic level, the different life processes like digestion, respiration, this all goes on. So for them also the energy is consumed, and the energy is also lost as heat. Very good. Now, students, from this very connected energy flow concept, can you tell me why does a food chain have near about 4 to 5 tropic levels? You can see very well here, over here, that this very diagram has one. This is the second tropic level. This is the third tropic level, and this is the fourth tropic level. Why it is having near about 1, 2, 3, 4, this fourth tropic level? Why this is having? Why this is having near about only 4 tropic level? Very good, because no energy will be available for further transfer. Very good, because you are seeing that as per Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem, if it is if we are seeing in this particular the food chain, or we can say the tropic levels, the last tropic level is having 100 joule. So 10% of 100, now it will go to decimal, and there will be no such organism, or we can say there will be no such tropic level which can survive at so much minimum amount of energy. And that is why the food chain has near about 4 to 5 steps merely. Got it? So this question also comes in the examination, that why do the food chain have near about 3 to 4 steps? Is this concept clear to each and every students? Is this concept clear to each and every students? Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Now, student, before going into the next topic, energy flow, one very important thing or one very important concept is there in the energy flow, and that is the feature of the energy flow and ecosystem. Do you think, students, the flow of energy is unidirectional, or it is both unidirectional and or we can say bidirectional? Is it possible? This is possible, which I have indicated. Is it bidirectional or unidirectional? Tell me, is it bidirectional or unidirectional? Very good, unidirectional. Very less, Khushbu, very less. Okay. Okay, unidirectional, very good. Why it is unidirectional? Yes, you all are right that it is unidirectional. My next question will be, why it is unidirectional? For this, let me, okay, now I want to hear also you all. Okay. Kunal, you can unmute yourself, Kunal. Kunal, 1 minute, sorry. Yes, Kunal, you can unmute yourself. Kunal, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Kunal, as you said that it is unidirectional, the energy flow is unidirectional. Why is it like that, Kunal, that energy flow is unidirectional? Why not bidirectional?
Energy flow is unidirectional because there is no recycling of the previous level.
There is no recycling of the previous level. Okay, very good. Correct. Very good. Yes. Very correct, Kunal. Now, students, after this, yes, correct. Okay. Now, the energy flow is unidirectional, and definitely the energy is flowing following the 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. So this is what we have discussed till now, that is a tropic level, the energy flow in an ecosystem. Is it clear to all of you? Is this concept clear to all of you? Okay, fine. Okay, so, okay, fine. So let me interact with you all regarding today's class so that I will also have, or I will also come to know that how much you have acquired from today's class. So individually or randomly, I will select some of the students. Okay, Anjali, you can unmute yourself. Anjali, I have a question for you all from today's class. Anjali, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Anjali, first
Yes,
you tell
yes.
me, what do we mean by the tropic level in an ecosystem?
Each step of a food chain where transfer of energy takes place is called tropic level.
Very good. Each and every step of the food chain where the transfer of the energy take place from the one level to another is called the tropic level. Well said, Anjali. You can mute yourself. Now, my next question for Khushbu Kumari, 10A. Khushbu Kumari, 10A. There is two Khushbu, admission 10620. Yes, Khushbu, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Khushbu, as per, or we can, you just state what Lindemann said regarding the energy flow in an ecosystem.
According to Lindeman's 10% law, at each trophic level, only 10% of energy flows from one trophic level to another.
Okay, very good. Okay, Khushbu, you can mute yourself. Okay, very good. That is well said, that only 10% of the energy of the one trophic level goes to the next trophic level. Fine. Next question is for Palak Singh, 10A. Palak, you can unmute yourself, Palak.
Yes, sir.
Palak, you tell me that why do the food chain have near about merely 4 to 5 tropic levels?
Because there is no energy for the further division.
For the further transfer. Okay. For the further. Okay. Good. Well said, Palak. Okay. Okay. My next question now to Prerna, 10B. You unmute yourself, Prerna. Prerna, 10B. Yes, Prerna.
Yes, sir.
Prerna, question for you. What is the basic difference between a food chain and a food web? What is the basic difference between a food chain and a food web? I think there is some connection error from your side, Prerna. Okay. This question, I'm transferring this question to Shambhavi. Shambhavi, unmute yourself. Shambhavi, 10B, unmute yourself. Shambhavi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shambhavi, my question to you, what one basic difference between food chain and food web? Yeah, okay, Shambhavi, again. Okay, Shambhavi, I'm again enabling you to speak up. Shambhavi, one basic difference between
Yes,
food
sir.
chain and food web.
Food change is food web is interconnection of food change and a food. Sir, नहीं आ रहा.
You said correctly, Shambhavi. First one, you said about food web. Interconnected food chain is called food web. And the sequence in which one organism eats another, that is a food chain. Did you got it, Shambhavi? You were having some problem. Is it clear to you now, Shambhavi? Through the chat box, you can give me the reply. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. So students, all of you write down today's assignment. All of you write down today's assignment. Write down. Explain with an example. Explain with an example Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. Explain with an example Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. Explain with an example Lindemann's 10% law of flow of energy in an ecosystem. Next, why do a food chain have why do a food chain have 4 to 5 tropic levels? Why do a food chain have 4 to 5 tropic levels? 4 to 5 tropic levels. So this will be your today's assignment. And in our next class, we will be discussing the ecological pyramids. Okay.